What's up guys, welcome to new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. Today I am going to show you how to spawn meshes along a spline using PCG. It's going to be a very easy video to follow, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is enable the PCG plugin. So let's go up into Edit, Plugins, and search for PCG. And we can see the procedural content generation framework. Let's go ahead and enable this and just restart the editor. Alright, so the editor has restarted and now we should have PCG in our engine. So if we now go to the content browser, we can right click, go into the PCG section and create a PCG graph. Let's call this something as PCG Spline, and we can go ahead and open this up. Alright, so before actually going ahead and setting up the PCG code itself, let's go ahead and set up the spline blueprint. Okay, so let's go and right click, create a new blueprint class, and this will be an actor as we will be placing this spline in our world. Let's go ahead and name this something as BP underscore spline with one S, of course, and let's go ahead and open this up. Cool. So the first thing that I am going to do is add a spline component. There we go, and I'm gonna leave it by default. Okay, so I'm not gonna touch any of these details, parameters, or whatever. Okay, and then I am going to be adding another component, which is gonna be PCG. So that way we can have our PCG graph directly in this blueprint, and we don't need to, drag it separately. And this will also, enable us to get our spline information from the PCG easier. So here, what we can do is go ahead and assign this new PCG spline that we just created, and then go ahead and use compile, save, and close. Cool. So now if we drag in our spline, okay, we can now just go and get the spline, right? Click on the end, hold Alt, and drag it, and we can start to go ahead and create, right, different points over here. Looking pretty good. All right, so we have a simple spline over here. So now, of course, we need to spawn some meshes along this, right? So let's go into the PCG spline and let's begin setting up some code. So let's right click and search for spline, and we can see the get spline data. So this will go ahead and get all information about the spline, so we can know the direction, the position, and all that stuff. Now in this case, it is set as actor filter self, and that's how we can go ahead and find it in the blueprint, because as you can see, it's in the same blueprint, so we're good to go. All right, so now with that said, we can use a spline sampler. That way we can sample some points along the spline. So if we change the mode from subdivision to distance, we can add a mesh every so often. So we leave it by let's say 500 as default, right? And I press D or right click and click on debug. I can now go and see that some points are being generated, as you can see over here, right? You can see this point is being generated and so on. And if you don't see this being generated, you can just go into the details, go to the child, and click on generate. All right, that's how you can see it. But if I now disable the sample, we can see that these points go. All right, cool. So now with that said, what I can do is directly add a static mesh spawner, and we can add meshes over here to be spawned. So in this case, I'm going to be adding, I don't know what, let me find, I don't know. For example, we could simply just get a camera, right? And now we have this camera as being, through our spline, which is really cool. One thing that we can do is go ahead and add an offset outwards, right? So I can add a transform points node, break this connection, plug it in, and then on the offset minimum and maximum, I can simply in the Z add maybe like 100 and 200. And now as you can see, they are basically randomly a bit upwards. Now it makes more sense that they're constant, so let's go ahead and just put this to 100. Now they're a bit elevated, as you can see they follow kind of the spline. What I can do is just simply add more points. How? Well, maybe just reducing the distance parameter. Maybe that's too much. Maybe 350 will be something a bit better. There we go. And we get these cameras along. And if I were to go and select the spline, if I can, right? Okay, well, this has been a bit hard. Oh, there we go. I need to select the spline component here, right? Select this point, and overall just continue to do this, right? As you can see, automatically all of the meshes will be starting to appear, which is really cool. And we get kind of this thing over here which is pretty interesting, as you can see, right? And we're basically, just sampling meshes along the spline. Very simple, using PCG and use this 3 nodes, really, or 4 nodes, right? So that's it, guys. If you found this tutorial helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe to my channel. I also Unreal Engine 5 videos and tutorials, so check them out. The profiles are available in my Patreon YouTube members, so check that out. Join my Discord server to talk with me and other devs. Follow me on my socials. And now, yes, with all said, bye bye.